Hello, could this be day 2 of a crafting video already? It could be. Yes, it could be. Okay, first of all, I changed the flower that I was going to make for the project we are building, okay? Because I'm just going to be honest, the other one gives me anxiety because I tried to make them and they're difficult. So I went with something easier that I think we'll all be able to do, okay? Okay, so day 2 project. This is like a twine that has wire. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. If you have any other kind of wire, it would probably work. But I like this because it's thicker. Sturdy. It's sturdy. Yeah. All right. So the first thing I did was I cut this. I think I cut an 8-inch. Oh, it's right here. Duh. It's right here. I cut it, yeah, 8 inches, okay? And then we're going to make a circle. Yeah, everybody knows how to make a circle, right? Happy Wednesday, by the way. It's hump day. We're going to take this and we're going to fold it over like that, and then we're going to twist it. Now, y'all didn't see that. So I'm just using this. I used a wire cutter to cut it because it is pretty thick. It is pretty sturdy wire. So now I just take this so that I don't hurt my delicate fingers. And you know what? It's easier if you just pull a little bit of this off. Yeah. So you can see what you're doing. I'm just going to cut a little of that off so I can actually see the wire, okay? And then we're just going to fold it like that. Ow, that really hurts. Yep. We're going to make a circle. We're going to drop it again, and we're going to make a circle, okay? That's all we need is a little round circle. You can make them bigger. You can make them smaller. It just all depends on how big you want your flowers to be. I went with an 8-incher because the first time I got all excited and I went with more of a 10-incher, but that was way too big. So we're just going to tuck these little wires in. You know, nothing ever works when you want it to. Like my fingers. All right, we're just going to tuck that in. I mean, it ain't got to be perfect, but you don't want it to you know, poke you in the hand. Alrighty, that's so good. Now we have a little round ring. Look, I went ahead and cut 3 of them because we're going to make 3 flowers to match the 3 flags, okay? So now we have 3 cut. I went ahead and did that ahead of time because I didn't want y'all to have to wait and watch me cut all those, okay? So there's the first one, and I've already started putting these on here because I wanted to check the length of my petal before I cut a bunch of them, right? All right, so we have that out of the way. And then I took just a cardboard box that I had, and I cut off one of the little sections of the cardboard box, and I measured the cardboard on the outside of the ring and cut it, right? It went a little bit bigger than this because we're going to glue this to this. So you got to have it a little bigger to have something to glue on, okay? So y'all know how to cut cardboard, right? Just lay that on there, draw a circle. It might look like an egg, but that's fine. We can trim it later, okay? So I've cut 3 of those. And then I cut burlap. I just laid the circle on there. I cut it kind of crazy looking, and I glued it down on the back and underneath. So here's another piece, and we're just going to glue that on top of that. And then I just kind of tucked it like that, okay? So it would stay. But I'm going to cut another little piece of this, or maybe some felt or something to put on the back, just so you can't see all the ugly looking stuff on the back, okay? So I'm going to turn you down, and then I'm going to put my finger on so nobody yells at me. And then we're just going to drizzle a little bit of glue. And then we're going to lay that on top like that, and then we're just going to do like that. Well, y'all don't have to look, let's back up just a little bit. Then we can turn you up just a little bit so you're not only looking at my mouth moving, because that's kind of weird, okay? So then we have the front covered, and now I'm just going to put some on the back here, okay? And then I'm just going to take that and kind of fold it over. It ain't got to be perfect. We're just putting a little glue, and we're folding it over like that. We're going to put a little glue, and we're going to fold it over like that. These things are amazing when you remember to use them. And like I said, we're going to put something on the back of this too, so it ain't got to be perfect. We just gluing it down. That one's not quite big enough, so we're going to put the glue on the side because it's not really going to show. So it's just going to be on the side there instead of on the back. It's fine. We're going to do the same thing there. Just a little bit right there on the side. And we're going to glue it down like that, okay? Basically, you just want it to lay down. That's all. And then we'll cut another prettier piece to put on the back. Not that it's really going to matter because nobody's really going to turn it around and look at it, I would hope, okay? All right. Then the next thing I did is I had what's called a fat quarter. And it's a piece of fabric that is a 1/4 yard. It's already been cut, right? So I took that quarter and I cut a long strip, 6 inches. This is 6 inches tall. I just took one whole piece of it. I don't know how long it is, but I just took a whole piece and cut it 6 inches tall. And then I took and laid it on my little mat here, and I used this doololly, and I cut a little section at each inch. So I laid it down like that, and at each inch mark, I cut, okay? And then you're going to open it up, and you're going to take that little 1-inch thing. It don't have to be perfect. If it's a little more or a little less, that's fine. And you're just going to tear them like this. We're just going to make a bunch of little strips. I went to a store this morning. It's called Tiny Stitches, and it's here in Marietta, and they sell anything to do with quilting, sewing, like cross stitch, embroidery. They sell all that stuff. I was in heaven. I told the lady, I said, look, my mama used to irritate me because she wanted to come in these fabric stores, and she'd just stand around all day looking at fabric, and I was like, can we go now? I said, now? Here I am, loving to stand around in fabric shops. Okay, so I went ahead and put those on there because I wanted to see if that was a good length. I will say if you cut it much longer than this, these are going to flop. You might want to keep it around 6 inches. I wouldn't go any more than 7 inches because you don't want your petals to flop, okay? I mean, you can always cut them longer and trim them, but I would just rather cut them the right length. So the first one is this fabric. You know, I could show you the whole piece. Isn't that cute? I just picked blue and red. Here's the second one. That kind of reminded me of a bandana. This one. And then I got 3 reds. Got this one. Kind of looks like the 4th of July with the stars and the stripes. You see the little stripes in there? And then these look like little miniature explosions. But what I like about this fabric is it's 2-sided. I like 2-sided fabric to do stuff like this because when you open these up, it's the same and you're not going to have a white side. You know what I'm saying? So I chose to go get the 2-sided fabric. You certainly do not have to. Now, what I was thinking was doing all of one color. And then I thought, you know what? I think that I'm going to do red and blue. I'm just going to mix them up. I'm going to put red and blue on the same one. It doesn't matter. You can choose the way you want to do it. Now, the one thing that you do have to remember when you do this craft is if you start from the top and go under, or under and go up, you have to do it the same way each time because you want your knot to be on the same side. So I'm going down through the top. That way, all your knots are going to be on the front. And then we're going to take this one. We're going to go through the top. This is time consuming right here. And I'm just going to put a red one and a blue one. A red one and a blue one. And I put 4 of this one, so I'm going to put 4 of this one. And then I'm going to put 4 of another blue and 4 of another red until I get it filled up. But you can certainly do all red. You can certainly do whatever colors you want. You could do this flower for any special occasion. They're super easy. They're just a little time consuming. Yeah. Now you just keep going until this thing is full. So now I'm going to move on to another blue. Just pull the little strings off as you go. Now I did iron the fabric before I got going because it had been folded for a while. So it had some nice creases in it. So I just ironed those out. Now we're going to do another red. Isn't that cute? And I'm just going to do the red next to that one. All right, so I just did that red, so now I'm going to do this one. I already had it all cut up and ready to go. And then I'm going to slide that one and that one and that one, and then I'm going to put one there. All right, so now we're going to do another blue. So now I'm going to do this one. I want it to be tight. I want there to be a lot. Just keep tightening it up. And then we'll do one more red, and this one will be done. And then we're going to put a red. We're going to use the stars. Oh, my stars. Now, they did have lots of patriotic, yeah, you like that? Patriotic material at Tiny Stitches. However, it was not two-sided. I just wanted to use two-sided. Now, I have done these before, and I used mason jar canning lids, just the ring part, and then for the inner circle, instead of the cardboard, you use the actual lid. It works great, and I made a video on it, but it's too big for what I wanted for this, so that's why I chose to do it this way. I believe this might be our last one. All right, we're going to squeeze that one in there, and I used 4 of each, and I've got 6 different stacks of fabric. So 24, I suppose that would be. 6 times 4 is 24. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I love it. All right, so now I'm just going to straighten that out like that. And then I'm going to take my little circle that I cut out, and I'm going to glue it to the back like that, like so. So I'm going to put glue on the fabric. Going to lay that on top of it, or drop it. That's fine. Just drop it. That's cool. Then I'm going to just sit and press on that and make sure it's good and stuck. But before I put it back on, I'm going to glue the stick to it. And then I'll glue the back on it. And that way you won't see the stick either. Look how cute it is. I love it. Now for this one, I am going to use these skewers. And you can get these skewers at Dollar Tree. See them? They're like cooking skewers. And I just broke the point off. And I'm going to lay that on there. And then I'm going to put a top, like another little circular piece of burlap probably, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I could use one of these pieces of fabric to go on the back. That might be cute, huh? Be something different. All right, so I'm just going to put a healthy amount of glue right there. And I'm going to kind of roll that stick around in there just to make sure it's good and coated. Let's try cutting a little circle of this fabric to go on the back. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to take one of the ones I cut out. I'm going to take a little Sharpie, draw a circle, but I fell off because it was on the edge, so I'm going to fix that. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my little scissors. Okay. We'll just glue that to the back. That'll just cover it up. It already started to stick because of the glue I put down for the stick. For the stick. So I'm going to put that around there. And this around here. And then I'll use my little finger. Mash it down. And there we have a finished flower. Now, is that not the cutest thing that you've ever seen in your life? And now I'm going to make 2 more exactly the same because I want to have 3 of them. I just wanted to show you completely how to do one, and I'll make the other 2 all by myself, okay? Isn't that cute? Now, it's going to be so cute with the flags, and then we'll have our part 3 of our crafting video. I don't know when it will be. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But stay tuned. God bless America. God bless America. Land that I love. It looks like a lollipop, doesn't it? Alrighty. Well, I will see you on the next Tracy Tries, okay? Remember that I love you and Jesus loves you and God shed his grace on thee. And God bless the Queen and the King and all the King's people, and everybody said amen, okay? All right. Love you. Goodbye.